I've got to test the door. We need to test the door. So here's my door. I should merge it. The thing about the door is that, what am I saying? What am I trying to say? So I had a suggestion, which was to make the door a bifold door, so it will like bend in the middle. So there would be probably, how tall is this? 19. So I would probably want to make it an even number, right? But it would be like this, 2 halves. So to get that to work, the door frame needs to be a glitched door. And so this door needs to be like the outer part of the frame. But I remember I was doing something with my lifeboat and I had the door like this, standing upright. And then I had walls covering the sections where the door was connected and it wasn't sealing. And I don't know if that means this just doesn't work or if I was just something else was going on. So yeah, before I commit to putting that kind of door on the carrier cat, I better test it and make sure that it will actually seal. So this just goes in there, paste to that, and the outer one merges in with the normal frame. Get rid of all that. I might have to make it taller, but I don't know if that's fully possible. Then the other thing I need to do is figure out some kind of hardpoint system so that there's no way that door can fall out. That'd be a real pain. Imagine if that door just fell out like in the middle of the ocean. Oh yeah, so I guess the wall should be like double thick or something. Yeah, I'll try and hide this, you know, probably up the top. I might only need 2 of these. So now the door is connected to these pivots, and the pivots are connected to a hardpoint, and the hardpoint is connected to the main body. And then I should be able to do whatever I want in here, like, what are they called? Windows. Windows was part of the suggestion. I had thought that a row like this at eye height would be good, but probably also having some up along the top, some bigger windows even maybe, but because it's like sealed, I could use XML windows and make some really nice ones to put in there. I pretty much want to test that having blocks in front of the door doesn't cause it to leak. So the way it's like recessed right now, it's got blocks pretty much covering everything. And I better make something heavy so it sinks. Sploosh. Hopefully there's no water inside. There's water inside. So yeah, that's what I was worried about. It's because part of the panels are like covered up. So let's double check everything. There is the door. The door is connected with hinges. The door is connected with pivots, so it should be okay. The only thing that's an issue is this. So now the door has nothing covering it. And it's fine. So yeah, it's a stupid restriction of how to build stuff. There might be a kind of block that can be placed in front of it, like a wedge might be okay. I get the feeling it's just any block though. Anything that's taking up that space is going to cause it to do this. So then the only real option is to like leave it open, but I wanted to have... Oh, actually, can it be on the door itself? Because that was what was working with the that floor door. It had like wedges as part of the door. Yes. Yes. Okay, so that's the trick, everybody. Pay attention. If you are building stuff on the door, or if you want to put the door behind a wall, the thing in front of the door panel edge needs to be connected to it. It can't be part of the main body. So that would work. Which means I wonder if I have to, do I have to like seal up behind here, or will that do the same thing? Is it on both sides or only one side? It's only on one side. Huh. It's only on the front. So if I spin this door around so that the arrows are all facing inwards, merge the blue to the red and whatever that color is, green to the blue. Then I should be able to merge this outer one. Oh, but then the floor inside will freak out. Well, I mean, let's just confirm that that's what's actually happening. Yeah, so now because of down on the floor, it's got a line of blocks in front of the arrows. If I get rid of all of that, just on the door as well, it doesn't have to be on the frame. It should be like a glitched door again. And it is. So that's important to know because of the way that the door needs to move on the system, on the track system. I'll probably have tracks like this. I might connect this track to the door as like a buffer thing. Yeah, and then I need a track. Well, see, the thing here is it's like I need a track and a pivot. It might get pretty bulky. So I just move these hard points and pivots out by one block, which will then let me put the track. Oh no, the door. Damn. I get rid of the door for now. It lets me move the track right in. Then I can put the pivot on the side of the track. Positive, rotating inwards and down. Maybe I'll use a different color, green. So there's one part of the door. I don't think that track is supposed to go all the way to the top. And then I guess I need... okay, this is another subgrid, but it's covering the door, so I don't know how that works. Oh yeah, okay. So subgrids can cover the door, but not the main grid. Then in here we would have, I guess, 2 sets of pivots. And then the next segment, yeah. And then a final pivot at the top. This is going to have to be an equal height, right? That's 11. That's 8. So between the sets of pivots, it's 8 on the top and 8 on the bottom. So if I want to make it taller, I would need to extend the roof, the entire roof. Now I need to make sure all these pivots in here are going to be going the right way. They don't look like they are. I wonder if these middle ones actually need any power at all. It might help with the door if they do have power, but for now I think I can just reduce them. And then what will happen is, I guess, just a switch box. Check for the button. The bottom pivots will rotate. Tracks will have a switch box. And then the top pivots will rotate as well. I've given them all different numbers so that in case it's a bit, like in case they're upside down or whatever, it's easy to convert them over. Okay, this goes into there, top pivots. Tracks. Bottom pivot. Okay, button, go. Button, go. Wow, okay. Is that good? It's very aggressive, but it seemed like it worked. I don't know if any of those pivots are like being overpowered or not. So this top one needs to go positive, which is correct because it'll fold up, and then the bottom one needs to go positive, which is correct because it will fold it down. So I don't even know if you need to give the tracks more power. I guess I can just give them heaps of torque. If I set everything to like 1 to 32, it'll slow it right down. Because that was obviously very fast. The good thing is though, this is now fully sealed. Oh, that, yeah, they will need power. Those middle ones. What do you think? What do you think? I'm not sure what I want to do about these middle pivots. Hiding them is going to be quite hard. I guess I can make these two blocks visible and then stretch something out over it. Ooh. That's not good. No. What I've done here is I've put the tracks onto 0 power, so they're just being dragged up, which makes it a little bit more stable coming up, but it doesn't make it all the way because of the weight hanging off the pivots. Like these are loose, but technically the two pivots that have power are in their position. So what really needs to happen is the track needs to be controlling the door, but probably the bottom and middle pivots don't need any input. And then you probably just want the top pivots with some input just to make sure it folds the right direction. It's so janky, like this is way more complicated because what you'd actually have to do is figure out your track speed and let that be the thing that determines how quickly it actually opens, and then track how quickly each pivot moves and then set those speeds like individually as well, so that they'd probably all have a different speed to make it actually work kind of at the same time. And I'm still not convinced though that I really need all of these pivots. With one pivot it'll hit itself, but how did I do the ramp? What am I doing? Ignore that. So on this, the pivot is, or I did use 2 pivots. Ah. Oh, I could just start this closed. What am I doing? Oh no, I can't start it closed because then I can't pivot it down. Do I need this? Should that be a wedge? I think it should be a wedge. Okay, so I'm going to have to use 2 sets of pivots. So let's, I better figure out which way each set of pivots goes. So this green one is connected to the outside, and then all of this middle section will be wedges. So when it goes up, the middle needs to go out. So I think that's correct, right? The positive needs to be going outwards. And then I probably need to cut this into a wedge as well. Door of wedges. And so this I can copy, and the positive needs to be upside down. So if I flip it upside down, the positive is now upside down. This connects to that, that connects to that. Then we connect the top pivots to the top part of that door, and then bottom pivots to the bottom part of that door. And then I'm going to get a new toggle button, a 2-sided one. Will it work? Nope. The bottom's wrong? Huh? I think the bottom's rotating the wrong way. Or the... What the hell? I got no idea. open the door. Will it fit? Just, and that's with a crooked door, so I guess if it's a good door, it would work quite well. Well, I mean, that's the prototype, right? We know it works as long as the pivots in the middle are okay. This looks janky as well. If I move these hardpoint things over again, because I'm thinking I should put these tracks in, but if they're in the actual wall, then it gives me more space for the gripper. This like completely removes my ability to have a normal door. Oh, but hold on, let me put this in here. So now I've got grippers which will keep it straight. Now there's nothing stopping me from putting a door in this. And it's at the right level and everything. Ta-da! What? What is going on? What? Those pivots. I guess I need to put a wedge here. And then a wedge here. Does that make it... It does make it very small, doesn't it? The amount of space that I need wedges in. I get the feeling, though, they're going to be rotating backwards. Yes. Huh? Actually, I'll get rid of anything that has the potential to clip, so all wedges everywhere. Make sure there's just big gaps around everything. Because in the final one, since this is totally sealed, I can just put XML blocks over that. What the heck, man? It's that bottom one, eh? That's better. I think that's correct. Then it didn't want to come back down. Why did you not want to come back down? I wonder if I even need this track, right? Because if I'm using grippers, then it should be holding it straight the whole time. And then the pivots should be able to control it. No, no. No. How? I guess these two pieces are touching. That goes to that. That goes to that. And then what if I move these pivots way off? Yeah, I'm going off. So this piece, these two fat bits need to connect to the middle one. And then their outer pieces connect onto the main. Get rid of those. Get rid of anything around it. Nothing should be able to impact now. The lengths you have to go to make this work. And it's very quick at the moment. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, just with the grippers. These other tracks, unnecessary. And just let the pivots control it. And then if I put some hard points on there, they can all be hard pointed together. This is the problem. I would like to use solid blocks, have the option for solid blocks. Now that I know it'll work with just the tracks, can I fill it with solid blocks? Please work. Ah, yes. It doesn't look like it's working very well. And I'm thinking it's because of the power inside of these ones. I don't think you need to power these ones, because the top and the bottom are going to control the direction that they move. They are kind of jittery though. Ah, this is so dumb. What do I have that can hinge? What will hinge and not break? I am mostly certain those need to be powered. Oh, they are. They're just not. They've just got no power. So max power. Huh, I wonder if max power should be like 50 on these. Because these don't need to be that accurate. They just need to be in the right-ish kind of place. Turn everything down to 1:4 gear ratio, so that should make them quite strong. And then we'll drop the speed down to 0.3. So they're strong, they're just slow. And then I guess you need to consider that the inner ones are moving faster. Is that right? Or is that wrong? I'm testing too many different things here at the same time. It's going to be really hard to understand what went wrong and what worked. Yes. No. But yes. No. No special hitboxes, I would say. So this middle can probably... No, everything's got to go. It's all got to go. So then those got to go. That got to go. This got to go. That got to go. Wedge. 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 That's a good speed, don't you think? Now, what happens? It really doesn't like this. At the top especially. It's doing a good job. I wonder why it does that at the top. It's kind of like it becomes real loose. I think it's just a strength thing. It's not strong enough. Let make door heavy. Heavy door, strong door. Strong. Well, it still bounced a little bit. Yeah, it's still bouncing. The middle pivot, that'll be what it is. This thing in here. These bits. Watch for the bounce. No bounce. Coming down. No bounce. No bounce. Yeah. Which kind of sucks, to be honest. So almost certainly I don't need all this weight in the actual door panel, because just the sheer amount of blocks will be enough. What's the real problem is that if you look at the size of each subgrid, right? These little blue ones, that's the problem. There's not really a good way to add a lot of weight to this. Something like that across the back is probably the best way to do it. And this is what's going to stop the bounce. This also puts it at risk of clipping. So I mean, as a proof of concept, I have solved the problem mostly. I would say 80% that is solved. Okay, yeah, I'm happy about that. Happy with that. Good enough. I'm not going to transfer it just yet because I want to do a bit more and make sure it really is good. But the thing I do want to change, I want to spin this around. I'm not sure I need a turret ring. Might be okay with a normal velocity pivot now that I'm not going to be running winches up through the middle. Starting open is probably not the right way to do this. So I need one of these tracks, probably up at the top, like the top of this thing when it's extended. Yeah, like that. So do I just do wedges? No. What I should do is hardpoint. I should put a hardpoint somewhere in here. I actually think that pivot should be on the bottom part of this. I mean, it could actually be a hinge. Should it be a hinge or a pivot? Hinge will give me more motor force. So I'm going to hide both the outside pieces of the pivots here. And I want a hard point so that when it comes up, it locks into place. Or even grippers would be okay for this. No, a hard point would be ideal because it'll actually be secure. Hard points are just massive though. How would I do that? The ideal way to do this, I think, would be the hard point. Well, if I cut into this piece, right, and then have the hard point facing in like that, then I can also put one facing up like this, and then it'll rotate through the same position. So now they both just share the same connector. And I've got this thing to worry about. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm just screwing around. Oh no. Okay, then we have a track. Does this go on the top or on the bottom? Or on the side? On the side could be kind of nice. Ugh, so many holes, you know? So many pipe ports on the bottom of things. I wish there was a button to just toggle some of those off. This is rough. Why is this so hard? I don't really have a good idea for how I want the crane to look. I think the functionality is fine for like the hard point to rotate in and grab the thing, and then for this thing to come in and out, but it does look a bit nasty. I feel like I'm not getting anything done again. I'm going to cover up some of the front, start building out some of the front space, which is real easy because it's super flat. And let's have a look. Can I come back? Nope. So I'll probably go like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I might need to drop some of that down anyway. Start angling it down, and then it'll flatten out once it gets probably to where it is now, actually. We'll bring the frame, like the main body, down into this section here. And then from here, it can probably be flat going down, like straight down in the water. Well, I don't know. It might look cool if it keeps this wedge. I should probably try and pull this in as well. So what I mean is, like, I don't want it to come in on such a sharp angle, like not a 1x4 the whole way through. So what I'll probably do is flatten this bit off and find a spot where it can be a multiple of 4. So is 40 too much? 40 might be. That is very short, isn't it? I'm going to do it at 40. So we're going to come in, step in 1, and then probably go 4. Step in 1, go 4, step in 1, go 4. Oh, I need to bring it forwards. I think I will probably use an XML workbench if I can't. Like, first I'll see what it looks like short. If I get really into it further down the line and it just looks weird short, then I'll try folding, and if folding doesn't work, then I'll go to XML workbench. This is really going to interfere with the way the tracks are set up, or the way I want to do the tracks. How does this work? How do I now get my angle? Can I not? I just can't? because I can't do a 4. Huh. I've been screwed. I want to do that. Do that. That. This is the old way to build. The old building techniques. I think I can probably copy paste a lot of this. Like it's that. I can probably put these wedges on the front, yeah. That'd be the way to do it. I don't think I can use 2s for this because so it's the angle. It's not too bad. It's a little bad, but it's not too bad. I can use this one here, I think. Yeah. At least I can try and smooth off some sections, you know. So that gives me like a tapered front without having to go real nuts. Then I have this massive flat front. I don't know why it would be flat though. And then this piece would need to come way far forwards. I don't even know if this is going to connect. Oh, oh, no. It's like one block different. So this tunnely bit either needs to go down or this piece up on the top needs to go up. If that goes up, my staircase goes up. My staircase goes up, my rear deck might go up. It'll ruin my alignment with the 5 spacing gaps. Better if this goes down. And then I don't even know if this is... Oh, it does. Okay, it does line up. I'm just dragging all these pieces out so that I can see where I'm going to have to start merging things, making funny shapes. So back here, this bit is pretty much... It's so crooked. It's so crooked. Oh my god. Like all of this wall, all of these are different now. All the stairs goes, that goes, that goes. This whole wall, not needed anymore. This is not needed anymore. Gotta be careful about these internal ones as well. But like where a wall cuts in, I'm gonna have to get rid of those and then bring it up and then flatten them off. And so I mean, this piece here is only this height because it's cutting off where the fluid jet is. Like it stops where the fluid jets are. So then the tracks can sit below this, which then means that this front piece can come down again because there'll be more tracks to cover up. So realistically, this is taller. The scale looks very strange. If I can at least sort of bring this piece along, then everything below that is tracks. I should probably lift that up so that I don't have to change anything at the back, and then the front will just have... I'll have to build up some little lippy thing. Doesn't lifting that up one break a lot of stuff? No. Why is the front like this anyway? should I just make the front real flat? This is a brick going through the water. Is everything I'm making right now just a brick? If I lift this, then my crawl space changes from 3 high. So that's a bad idea. You can't go through a 2 high gap, so it should stay a 3 high gap, which means where this 4 is should come down. No, this needs to go back. Okay, so from here, we have this piece. And then we should be trying to connect this 4 onto this 4. And all of this, I would say, needs to get like pushed back. Oh, what if it did something like that? I feel like this is actually supposed to come up really high. So better get rid of this. And I guess we start there. It should come up before it starts to curve over. And it looks like it's a 2, right? So if I keep the same curve, I should be able to wrap it back down later on. Like, what is it? 2, 1, 2, 4. 2, 1, 2, 4, and then this would be flat across here. And then it could be probably 1x4s on its way back down. The crawl space really only needs to exist down the back, or... I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I wanted the crawl space just because I was only thinking about maintenance areas. How did it end up like this? This is just wrong. This has got to be twice as long as it is now. This is definitely becoming an add-on or a modified workbench vehicle. So hopefully this vehicle is simpler than Clifford was in terms of physics shapes, because they're so massive. So like this is cut into, 4 segments or whatever, but we've got all these massive, huge ones at the front. All of these little ones, once they get wedges in behind them, will become all nice big ones. Ignore that. So even though it's going to be like twice as long, I am keeping optimization in mind so that it will actually work. So this comes back. I think the front is still pretty flat like this, but it's not a massive section of it, it's only like this much. I need to swap away from 1x4s, probably come over to 1x2s. Right. Okay. I mean, that's not too bad. So it's got like these massive dual hull things, which then come all the way up and connect up here. Oh, this next bit's gonna suck. And I've decided it's just better if it kind of hits a flat point where it looks like it kind of like, yeah, it's a real not good looking thing at the moment. I might be able to like bring in a 4 through here, 4x4. Help kind of smooth it off. But it adds enough shape to kind of help you believe that that's what's supposed to be like that. And then in here, I think this needs to go down like this until it reaches where that crawl space is supposed to be. So now the fun part will be connecting this. Is it this one? Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, great. Or another 4x4. Which then now becomes a 1x2. Can I do a 2x2 for this? 2x2s and 4x4s usually line up. Not today. Not today. I mean, they would. They would? No, they would not. A 2x4 would. Then a 1x4 would. And then another 2x4. Then another 4x4. And this comes all... does this? That wouldn't go down like that, would it? Because you kind of want that piece to just be straight back. I think that's the problem. Like, I'm not bringing... The tunnel isn't curving in. It's just kind of going straight back. So First, I think I need to pull these all the way back. Lovely. Doesn't line up by like one block. And then I just have to intercept these somewhere along the line and convert them over somehow with a, I don't know what to do here. It's gonna get messy. So yeah, it'll have that kind of shape. And then there will be more below this because I've still got to put the tank tracks in. I could do a stubby version. I'll finish it as a stubby version so that it can still be spawned within this large workbench. And then I'll extend it for an add-on version and add more rooms and stuff. None of this is in the right place anymore. Chop all that. Look at this thing. It's actually it's going really smooth right now. My game is not lagging at all. But something is... I didn't take a picture again for the thumbnail. Yeah, this is way too short. But it is kind of what I wanted. What do you think about this? I don't know how I got here. I'm still enjoying this though, even though it is very strange. Please share your wisdom. Yeah, I don't know. I might work on it a bit off camera because I'm very clearly like not sure what I'm doing sometimes. Yeah, I think I just need to stare at it for a really long time to figure out how the crane needs to work, how the door needs to go in. But thanks for watching. I'll see you later.